All right, now if you haven't finished that book log yet, you can finish it up here in a second as we move on. Let's just make sure we get everyone's attention up at the front before we start. So please, stop what you're doing. Bring your eyes up here. Let's make sure we get everyone's attention up at the front. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy week 8 of your Coronacation. Can you believe that May is almost over? There's only 2 weeks left in this month. We only have 2 weeks in June. Altogether, 4 weeks left in the school year. 4 weeks until we get a proper summer break, not this weird Coronacation work but not work mood. We are almost there, everybody. Let's get there together. And let's go ahead and get into some news. Let's talk about attendance. This week, you will be taking attendance for only period 4, Monday through Friday by 11 p.m. Every weekday this week, you have to take attendance for period 4 only. So check in with your period 4 teacher and make contact with whatever distance learning platform they're using, Google Classroom, Clever, class website, whatever it is. Reach out and make sure you have access to that survey every single day this week for period 4 only. My period 4, it'll be posted under classwork. It'll be under period 4 attendance, and I will upload a different survey every single day so that you can take care of your attendance every single day. It'll be scheduled to be released at 8:15 a.m. every day in my class. But if you're not in my 4th period, make sure you check in with that stuff. Second bit of news, seniors, this Thursday, May 21st, we will be handing out caps and gowns at John F. Kennedy so that you can have that stuff. I don't think we're having a regular graduation. I'm not sure what's up with that, but this Thursday, drive in with your parents, drive in with yourself, and come get your cap and gown from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. this Thursday, May 21st at John F. Kennedy. Make sure you get that stuff. That's good stuff. Third bit of news. Let's get a little bit of clarification on the held harmless grading. To recap, held harmless grading means that your grades in any of your classes, they cannot drop lower than what they were March 13th, the day we went on quarantine. They are not allowed to drop via district policy. Now keep in mind, this only applies to your final grade, the last grade you get of the semester. Some teachers are lowering grades in the meantime, and a lot of them have good reasons for them, so ask your teachers why they're doing it. But some teachers are allowing grades to drop right now, but they have to raise it at the bare minimum to what it was March 13th. So say you have an A right now, one of your classes, and you do the online work and it drops to like a C. Just say that happens. By the last day of the school year, that teacher has to raise it back up to that A because that's what it was March 13th. So my advice to you is keep note of what your grade was March 13th. Check back on your phone or your announcements or whatever it is on your phone for Infinite Campus. What was your grade that day? And make sure you keep note of that. If your teacher doesn't give you that grade at a bare minimum by the end of the school year, email them and remind them that your grade is supposed to be held harmless and this was what your grade was. Maybe get a screenshot of what your grade is right now so that it doesn't drop and you have photo evidence. Just a heads up. Keep that in mind. Last bit of news, Zoom meetings for this class. I honestly don't think that we need to do them. I was planning on having them and having them be optional, but everybody's completing the work and I'm able to get to everyone's questions one-on-one via the private comments in Google Classroom. So I don't think they're very necessary for us to do that. Plus, not everybody can make them all the time. So I don't think I will be doing any Google Classroom Zoom meetings this school year. However, I may do some social ones towards the end of the year. I would like to get a class photo via Zoom to put on that memory board at my desk in my classroom so that we all have a memory of this time. So keep that on the horizon. I might ask at the end of the year for a lot of people to show up on the Google Zoom call or the Google Meet call so we can take a screenshot and I can put that in our classroom so you can come back year after year and realize this was the quarantine class. That does it for news. Let's go ahead and get into some questions. Jake asked, can I rank these Oreos on a tier list? Yes, I can. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, now for those who don't know, a tier list is kind of like a ranking system from the best to the worst. S rank, that's number one. That's beyond an A. Then we got A, B, C, D, going down, so on and so forth. I'm going to rank these Oreos based on what I think is the best, the S tier, and what I think is hot garbage, the D tier. I'm going to get started with what is the best, the number one Oreo. Without a doubt, it's got to be the double stuff. In my humble opinion, this is how Oreo was meant to be. OG Oreos are pretty good, but the double stuff, that is the proper proportion. Perfect amount ratio for the Oreos. That said, I would probably put the regular Oreos at an A tier, just below the S. If there was an A plus tier, I'd put it there, because who doesn't like a good Oreo? But double stuff, given the choice, I'd take that for sure. This might shock people, but I would put these Oreo minis at an S tier as well. I love the mini Oreos. You know how they sometimes are in a little cup when you are checking out at the grocery store right at the end? The little cup of Oreos, the mini Oreos. There's something special about a little Oreo grabbing a handful of it and just shoving it into your face. Mini Oreos, I think, are legit. When it comes to B tier, I'm going to put these Oreo thins here. They're not bad, but I wouldn't choose it over a regular Oreo, and I wouldn't choose it over a double stuff or a mini. I think B is a, forgettable, kind of forgettable. The thin bites, I am not as much of a fan of because they mess with the flavor a little bit too much when it's this chocolatey stuff. I'm going to put that in the C tier. I remember it for bad reasons. I would put the most stuffed in the C category. I see the most stuffed Oreos almost like a broken promise. I love the double stuffed Oreos. So when I saw the most stuff, I was like, yeah, this is going to be number one. Is it too much? It's too much. It is too much. Chocolate Oreos, garbage. I'm sorry. It's too much chocolate. The perfect ratio is perfect because you have the chocolate and you got the frosting, whatever that is. If you got chocolate and chocolate, that is chocolate overload. I'm not a fan of that. Not for me. So I would also put this in there. Double stuffed chocolate. Nah, I'd put that somewhere down here if I could. Too much of that chocolate frosting that I'm not a huge fan of. It tastes artificial. I mean, it's all artificial, but it's even more artificial. This one, I would also put the chocolate covered. I don't know if you've had these, but the chocolate overpowers the whole Oreo. You can't even taste the Oreo. And what is the point of an Oreo if you can't taste it? If I wanted chocolate, I'd get a Hershey's bar. Pass. These golden Oreos, I would honestly put that somewhere here, like an F tier. I'll put it right here for now, but that's not an Oreo. Don't tell me this is an Oreo. An Oreo is a chocolate crisp with some white frosting in the middle. This is something else entirely. Taste-wise, it's not bad, but you cannot tell me that's an Oreo. That's like putting a piece of chicken in my grilled cheese sandwich and saying it's still a grilled cheese sandwich. No, that's a panini. Grilled cheese has cheese. Oreo has chocolate crisps. This is not an Oreo. Undeniable. That is my tier list. That was fun. Maybe send me some more tier lists. We could do some more of this kind of stuff. Double stuffed Oreos, definitely the way to go. Mini Oreos, yes. Hot garbage. And that is all the questions we had for the week, actually. So if you have some more questions, make sure you post it on the Google Classroom on the question post, and I'll try to get back to you on the next week's video. Let's go down into the assignments. What do we have to do this week? 9th grade, we're going to start a new unit focused on school dress codes. This week, you'll have to watch one video with a handout. You have to do one grammar sentence, and you have to answer one class question. Make sure you respond to someone else for full credit. There's a video for those things. Make sure you watch it. 10th grade, we will be finishing the other half of that feminism article and TED Talk that we started last week, the one by Adichie. You also have one grammar sentence and one class question to respond to. Make sure you respond to someone else's for full credit. And drama, y'all stay golden. Keep doing what you're doing. We're all good there. And that's all I have for y'all this week. We're really getting to the end here. 4 weeks left. I feel like this year was split into two. We had the pre-quarantine, we had the post-quarantine. And I don't know about y'all, but that pre-quarantine life, that feels like a long time ago. It feels like a lifetime ago. And this post-quarantine life, it feels like the new normal. You know what I mean? Stay healthy, everybody. I miss all of you. I will see you next Monday. Have a nice week.